Hey, so
good. Hey.
Hey, how are you, Tammy?
I'm good. How are you, Sal?
Good. We're both kind of new to this. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I said we'll just have a conversation, talk about.
Sure.
You kind of always somebody I knew is an interesting person, doing interesting things, always very positive. So when you came here to do some flyers for your Zumba, I thought maybe I'll interview you.
Yeah, cool.
See how it goes. So
Awesome.
can you tell me, what are you doing now exactly full time? What is it?
Full time, I run the Live Out Loud movement, and what that actually is a fitness company specializing in Zumba fitness, different forms of Latin cardio fitness dance, as well as laughter yoga. So I go into schools and senior homes and studios and corporate places. I do, actually. My oldest student is 94.
Wow,
yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah, I was like, she's fit.
yeah. So there's Zumba and dancing, or Zumba and different dancing?
Zumba is dancing. Yeah. It incorporates in like Bollywood, reggaeton, salsa, swing, cha-cha, merengue, kind of like a mash of all different cultures into one class. And
what makes a Zumba is that you're basically doing it as an aerobic, continuous...
Exactly. There's like an aerobic component, so it takes all of the specialties of dance and stepping and then adding in like an aerobic fitness component. So you're sweating and burning lots of calories.
Yeah.
I was interested in just getting into something, and my partner Nino, who you know is like a triathlete, and he's like, come run, come swim, come bike with me, and those are all three things that I was just not going to ever do. So I went on YouTube actually, and I typed in Latin cardio fitness dance, and Zumba came up. Actually, I just put in cardio fitness dance, and Zumba came up, and I saw it, and I was like, I have to do that.
Yeah.
So I became a student, and then my instructor encouraged me to become an instructor.
I want to get into this from just kind of thinking of maybe the potential people who are watching it from Arctic's point of view, the small business people.
Okay.
I want to think of it as a small business, because you went from working full time, doing it a couple hours. How did the transition happen to the full time?
What ended up happening was I saw that I was being asked, well, to be honest with you, I started looking at it and seeing the different ways of classes that I could take on, and seeing the number of classes in which I could teach in a day. And then I started realizing that the amount of income that I was making was nearly matching what I was making doing 40 hours a week in an office management job. So when I saw that, I realized that it was probably time to just like take the leap and see what came from it.
So the 40 hours compared to how many hours of teaching? Roughly?
Oh, I was doing about 12 to 13 hours a week of teaching.
That was even to your full-time job?
Yeah.
Good, because I know you're doing more than that now.
Yeah, I teach about 20 to 24 classes a week.
And you have an instructor working for you? Okay.
I do, yeah.
Okay. And how does it work? She does lessons and you get a percentage? Sorry to be so business-like.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, that's actually how it works. Is I pay her a certain percentage. So I work out how much over like the course of an 8-week program in a company. I work out how much it will cost me to pay her, and then I look at like a 20% above that to cover any of my expenses or to have a little bit of a profit on top of it. Good. So. And
are you thinking of getting more instructors? Is that part of the plan?
Yeah. That's why I'm doing a lot of building this year. I'm building and working really hard this year to start to hire more instructors to take on some of those classes that I have. So I'm building the clientele, building the space to bring in more instructors.
And I know you're more, you're a fun person. You like to have a lot of fun. So I'm going to get to that part in a minute.
I don't have much of a serious side, that's for sure.
But see, that's what, as I was reading your blog in preparation for this, I was kind of trying to, you remind me a bit of an artist, like a musician or something that does their stuff. And I'm always curious, like, how do they manage the business side of things? Because I'm in a way just more or less doing the business side of things, and it gets pretty complicated in all the systems and everything. So that's why I'm kind of asking about that, because I think there may be there's some people that are thinking of doing it and see what skills are needed. So,
Yeah.
so how do you manage the other parts of the business? Are you good at it? Like the organizing, the scheduling,
Yeah.
the bookkeeping?
No, that's awesome questions, because definitely I would consider myself to be more of an artist, and going into actually doing the business end of it, it really took something for me to actually sit down and go, you need to know how the finances work.
Yeah.
You need to know how to do this stuff. So I did hire a business coach for a while. He was with me for about a year and a half. And I don't have him now, but it's just because of where I've grown to that I've figured out how to manage things. I highly recommend people get a business coach. If
Where do you get one?
I actually got mine out of Seattle. Actually, very interesting.
So online?
No, a friend of mine who was from Denver. I was with her in Seattle, and I was talking to her. I said, I really want to take this to the next level, but I'm afraid to leave my job, and I think I need a coach. And we happened to show up at this place, and her friend John walked over. And she's like, "Oh, John, I haven't seen you in forever. What are you doing now?" And he said, "I'm a business coach." And she said, "Tammy, meet John." And we had a call, and I just knew he was the right fit for me. And you really know when you have that connection with a coach if it's really going to be the right fit. So,
what would you say were the key things that John helped you with?
A few things that he really helped me with were creating an action plan every day, like creating.
Checking this recording. I just have this paranoid feeling. Sorry, let me go back. Start again.
Create. One of the things that I work on weekly now is creating an action plan for the week. So what is it that needs to get accomplished this week? Let me back up. Inside of creating the year. Mm-hmm. So what is it by the end of 2014 that I plan on accomplishing? Then what is it in 9 months from today's date, in 6 months, in 3 months, to 1 month, to 1 week? So we do that planning at the beginning of the year whenever you start working with your coach. And then from there, creating an action plan each week. And what I really liked about the coaching that I got, because I'm kind of more of a artistic kind of person, was that we didn't just take on what needed to happen in the business. It was also what needed to happen in my life. What am I committed to in volunteering my time? What am I committed to, for traveling? And so having it all kind of mapped out, which gave me more freedom to be with what I needed to with the business, because I could see all the other pieces. So it wasn't just solely...
So balancing a bit your private life with the business life.
Yeah, absolutely. I had concerns that I would lose myself in the business rather than...
That can happen.
Yeah, like where all of a sudden you're just doing the business, that's all you do, and you forget about everything else. So every single day I get, before I go to bed, I take 15 minutes. I wrote about that today, is taking 15... taking 15 minutes actually, and just getting out of my head all of what I know that I need to do the next day, so that I can, because I'm a busybody, I don't sleep very well, so I have to get it out so that I don't have those thoughts through the night. Like it's in a planner. I know that tomorrow that's what I'm working on, so that I can stay focused. And I focus it into all areas of my life, my personal life, my business life, and my volunteering life. And then I put all the different things I need to do and at what time I need to do them the next day. So I just really recommend people calendar it out. I know that sometimes I don't want to calendar everything in my life, but you'll drop the ball if you don't. Yeah,
I know that for myself, being in business for so many years, you kind of get into a routine. So you don't, as you're saying it, I'm thinking I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah,
planning.
Yeah, especially if you're new at it. I really noticed I have to put in there, do my finances, because numbers are not my favorite thing.
I was guessing that.
Yeah, numbers are just I don't want to know. I just want the money to show up.
And And it's so easy, I think, in business to do a lot of stuff and think you're busy.
Yeah.
And then realize you're churning water. Nothing is really staying at the end of the day. You just look busy.
Yeah.
We went through an analysis with that in our business a few years ago, where a lot of the complicated, tiny orders were costing us more than were worth it, and it just like takes away time from the more serious orders.
Exactly.
So you have to find what you do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I found that definitely with teaching, there's certain places that I've had to let go of because it just wasn't profitable. But I really loved the people that I was with, so I was like kind of the catch.
You get that through your volunteer, I think. You get that kind of fulfillment. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's important.
Yeah.
Now, so you made. How scary was it to leave the job, the full-time job?
It was pretty scary. Like I had the thought. It's so funny because I told my employer 6 months before I was ready to go, and I was so scared to tell them because I was scared of what it looked like actually leaving. And then I told them, and I was lucky I had very supportive employers. They're like, we know you're out to do really great things, because I was doing office management work. They're like, we can't keep you at a desk anymore. You're like, So, but it was really, it was scary. But what had it work was actually having had a coach and someone saying, you can do this.
Right, because you had the coach before you left.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a good insight for people, is to, you start part-time, you still have your income, and maybe get the coach before you even jump ahead.
Yeah, well, and in part of that planning that I was talking about, starting a year out, we started that year out, and I said to John, I said, by the end of by the end of 2012, I said, I want to be like looking at leaving. And then I was done January 31st of 2012.
Nice. So now that you leave the place, you have your business, you have some clients. How do you get more clients? How do you find more people? What's your marketing?
A lot of it comes word of mouth and through social media. I use social media tools a lot for my business, through blogging, through offering different sales to my current clients, who then like start to talk to other clients. I've been fortunate in the school systems to have some good contacts that have connected me to who I needed to get to a larger audience in the phys ed departments. So a lot of it has been word of mouth. I use posters as well. I find posters to be very effective.
Where do you put them?
I put them everywhere.
Just kind of guerrilla marketing?
Yeah, I'm all over the place. I find a place I can hang it, I hang it. I go and I talk to my local, because my main studio is right across the street from my house. That was kind of my game to play. And so there's little like nail salons or hair shops or restaurants, and I ask them if I can hang my posters either like in their bathroom or in the front foyer. And
so not even in one of those boards, you just ask for beyond that, even places that don't have that.
Yeah, exactly. And I create with them as well. I do a monthly newsletter to my clients, and I created a spot on my newsletter that's called Community Corner.
Oh, that's smart.
So people who support my business, I feature their business. So it's kind of like it's a given.
So you have something to offer them when you're asking for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's smart, because I used to put my little postcards and everything on boards, but I never asked for people to do that. So that's
kind of, it makes them feel really important. Then I get them as a contact as well, and I say, listen, I'm going to send out my newsletter, and you're going to be featured in it this week, and then they're excited, and then they can show their clients, and it's a win-win.
Let me ask you about this, an area that I've been working on myself, and social media. So specifically with social media, I know you have a good presence on Facebook. I know you have a personal page and because we're friends.
Yeah.
and I know, and you have a personal page, and you have the fan page.
Yes. Yeah.
So is that your main place? I know you have your blog.
Yeah. My main place is my Facebook page. Then I have a Facebook group as well. But the page is the one that really seems to get a lot of hits. A lot of questions come up on it, and then my blog. My blog.
But how do people find your blog? Is it through the keywords or tags?
A few different places. I use Ace of Sales as a platform for my database, and through theirs you can have like all the links to your social media. So every time I send out a newsletter, I say, check out my website or the page on Facebook or Twitter.
Is that so? It's Ace of Sales. It's like
ACE.
ACE and
of sales.
What exactly is it? I'm actually not familiar with it.
Oh, it's a database that you can put all of your clientele into.
Okay, yes.
There's lots of
it's
things.
It's like a CRM, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah,
exactly.
We use our own system, but yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it costs about $20 a month. It manages all my contacts, and I can put in there anything special about a specific client. Yeah. I really like to get to know my clientele really well and know like when their birthdays are coming up and specific things that they like especially in dance, or do they have some kind of health issue that I need to be aware of. So I put it all in my database, but then I can also send like newsletters from there, 2-column newsletters, 1-column branded emails, and inside of in everything that I send them, it comes with a connection to go to one of my social medias, so they can click over from there. So a lot of people do that to connect to the
So you have
website.
the Facebook, you have the Ace of Sales, and your blog. Is there anything else in social media? Do you do any?
Let me think for a
Twitter
second.
or Twitter or Pinterest or?
You know what? I have Twitter, and I haven't had my focus on Twitter.
It's
I have
hard to do
LinkedIn
everything. It's
too.
hard to do everything. Yeah.
It's. I find the thing is through social media, find the thing that really speaks to you and works for you, and stick to it and master it so that you're getting the best out of it.
Yeah, I started doing a lot of work with Google Plus.
Yeah, I've got one of those too.
And it's not so much, that I need. Everybody's like, I don't need another social media. I have too much to handle right now.
Yeah.
But Google Plus, obviously, because Google owns the search world almost. It's important for us, at least, to be there. So, kind of brings up our search results. So,
for sure.
If you happen to follow us on Google Plus, and you happen to look for a T-shirt or cap or anything, then we will pop up there because we're so the more people that we have, even I think even I think if a friend of yours follows us on Google Plus, so it's very important for the search. But yeah,
interesting. I should actually look into that more then, because I wonder about it.
Yeah. Plus, a couple issues I have with Facebook, and like I told you, it's been more of a conversation. Is Facebook lately they really tightened how many people you reach. So we may have.
We were talking about that.
We have 2,200 fans.
Yeah.
And we reach 180, maybe if we're lucky, right?
Yeah.
And then we have to pay them to reach more.
Yeah.
And then I just saw something that if you pay for the ads for Facebook, they're not always legitimate clicks, which is weird. So anyway, there's a lot of issues with Facebook. I
actually wonder about that sometimes too.
And I've done advertising, and I try and target it. So it's a bit tricky. So it's good to not put all your eggs in one basket. That's for sure. But it sounds like you're doing a lot of different things. So that's good.
Yeah. I use the blogging a lot, and Facebook as a platform for the blogging.
Yeah.
I have used the Facebook, the promotion where you can pay $5 to see how many clicks will come through and stuff. And I've questioned it myself. I'm not 100% sold on it.
What I would do instead of that's the one that can cause some issues. This is at least what I read, is the better one is when you put a little ad and you target it to specific. So only to people in Toronto, only over a certain age, only you give all these criteria. So
not the whole world.
Right. Like I could literally put an ad only for people who like event planning.
Yeah.
Because those are a lot of our customers. They need stuff for their events.
Of course,
So that could be an interesting. It's a bit more targeted. I think it's a bit more legit. But as far as what you get. So we talked about how people find you. I saw, and one thing I want to tell you about your blog is, first of all, I really liked it because I was preparing for this and I was reading it, as I said. What I like about it is you're not afraid to have your own voice, which I think is really important. You just sounds like you're talking. and kind of from the heart. So I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I do a lot of reading as well, and people that I get inspired by and read are people that just speak it as it is.
Exactly, not putting on a big show.
Yeah.
I noticed one of your blogs that you gave away a cooling towel prize. Do you remember that?
I did, yeah.
I was just curious, how did that go?
Good, actually.
Yeah.
I'm one of these people, like last summer was very, very hot, right?
Yes.
So I found this towel, this Arctic cooling cloth. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Yeah. And I'd never been one to carry a towel with me, which is crazy because you sweat so much in class. And I had this awesome cooling towel, so everybody's like, I need one of those.
Yeah, we actually had a couple different ones from trade shows, and it was really cool because one of them you put water on and you just wave, and it's very cold. Surprisingly, it's almost like an air conditioner. And the other one was just wave it, and they both were nice. And I was actually thinking of doing a promotion of that, so I was kind of interested in that.
Yeah, it's a great product, and like I every now and then I just give one to a random person who comes to my class. I do like random stuff like that. Like, here, you're the lucky person for the month. Look what you get, you know, and nice. Then they feel special, and
for sure,
it's good.
What would you say if somebody is like thinking of starting on their own? What advice would you give them? I know we covered it a bit, but just a couple of key points.
A couple of key things: definitely speak to a coach. And don't give up. It's the biggest thing. Like, just no matter what, I gotta tell you, in the last year of doing it myself, it hasn't been all sunshine and roses. There's times where you just go, what am I doing? And you just don't give up.
Yeah, just going.
Keep going.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to talk a bit more about the fitness part of it.
Sure.
You mentioned in the blog a bit about your personal journey with fitness. You want to tell me a bit about that?
Oh, it's been an interesting journey for sure. Let me see where to start.
I know you like this. I see your eyes like this.
No. Honestly, about how old am I now? Okay, old enough. Okay, about 15 years ago, I was weighing in at about 170 plus pounds. I was smoking, just really unhealthy. I was going through a really bad time in my life, and I ended up going through a divorce. And I actually listened to Tony Robbins in my car one day, and I was lighting a cigarette, and he said, you don't smoke because you want to get cancer, you smoke because you're stressed. And when I could put the connection of smoking with stress, I went, well, then I won't smoke and I won't be stressed anymore. And I threw them out the window, and I haven't smoked since. But then with quitting smoking, then I started putting on more weight too. So the first part of my journey really was, at that time, I found a friend of mine who was a personal trainer, and I was living back in Saskatchewan at the time, and we used to get the key from the lady who ran the gym because I was too embarrassed to go to the gym in public. So he would take me after hours and we'd watch movies, and we'd just be on the treadmill the whole time and just work out and work out.
So did you have no problem through the training losing the weight and getting fit?
No, you know what? It didn't take much because I was committed to it. When you're committed to it, it's not a problem, and you can actually see where you plateau. One of the things that's kind of funny now is, I don't know if you read about when I went to the doctor recently.
Yes.
It's so funny to me. And this is why I talk to a lot of my clients about, it's not about pounds. Like, women get obsessed with the scale and pounds, and I have to be this particular weight. It's not about that at all. It's about inches. So if you can throw the scale out and just go to the measuring of the inches, you'll actually see that you actually are a lot more fit. When I went to the doctor recently, I stepped on the scale and she made me get off it like 3 times to recalibrate the scale. I'm like, what is going on? And she's like, the scale says you're 141 pounds, but you can't be that. And I'm like, it's muscle. So muscle weighs more than fat. So I tell my ladies in class all the time, I go, listen, if you went by the body mass index, I'm actually overweight.
That's funny.
it's had a lot of them throw out their
Yeah.
scale and say, okay, just measure me and let's go from there.
Yeah.
So I offer that now as a service. It's not as a need. It's always like whatever market you're in,
Yeah.
it's like what's the need of the client?
Sure.
You know, what are they really looking for? A lot of my women are looking for healthy choices for foods. That's why I love cooking. It actually supports me to give them ideas of easy recipes
Yeah.
and then measurements. So
My business partner Rafi and I have been on a weight loss thing for a while now.
yeah, you should
So,
come to Zumba.
I know. I know. We'll talk about it in a minute about how people feel when they're happy. But we were doing a few things. We were doing. I don't know if you saw that thing. The Australian guy that does the juicing, Joe Cos, and I forget what it's called. Like Reboot Your Life with Juicing. Oh yeah, it was called.
I have heard about
it was
that.
called
Yeah.
Sick, Fat, and Almost Dead. There's a free movie online.
Oh wow, wow.
So my Rafi lost about 45 pounds.
Wow. In juicing? Doing like
Mostly he would have like a juice in the morning, he'd have a salad at lunch,
yeah.
and then at night I don't eat meat, he'd have a piece of meat and salad, and that's
Yeah.
it. Like he's been doing that. But then he's also exercising 5 times a week,
Mhm.
about 90 minutes. I lost about half of what he did because I'm not as aggressive as he is. But so I did a combination of that, and there's another diet called 5-2. Have you heard that?
No, that one
It's
I haven't
apparently,
heard
my
of.
sister told me, it's, as they say, big in Europe. It really is big in Europe.
Yeah.
It's basically 5 days you eat normal and 2 days you eat very light. And psychologically, for someone like me who likes to eat, it was easier to know today is that day that I'm eating a quarter of my calories. And then if I want something, what tomorrow? You know, so you have that.
yeah.
But so that between that, yeah, I lost about 23 pounds. So,
Wow.
But it's not just pounds; it's the waist.
Yeah.
So I actually do have
Yeah.
a tape measure. And I'm
Oh,
measuring
good,
stuff.
good.
Yeah,
You
so,
should.
yeah,
I agree.
So I'm thinking that, but I was thinking about you when you talking about the Zumba, because I can't see myself doing Zumba myself at this point. But
Mhm.
I found I really enjoy ping pong. Just really enjoy it, right?
It's a sport.
You know, and yesterday I met a friend at the spin club in Toronto, and we played for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and we were sweating at the end.
Of course.
And it didn't feel like it felt less difficult than 5 minutes on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Because it was so much fun, right? So
Yeah.
that's probably what you feel when you do Zumba.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing I tell people. I tell people, come try it. If it's not for you, I get it. Find the thing that
Yeah.
lights you up that you'll actually go and do. For some people, it really is getting on a treadmill. Like
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, I love this.
Yeah.
I can't stand it personally.
Yeah.
I don't condemn anybody for doing it.
Yeah.
But find what you love and do lots of it. That's what there is, you know.
No, for sure. So, yeah, for sure.
And ping pong would be a definite. But I've played ping pong
You
and
did?
sweated through ping pong. It's fun.
The
It's
next
fun.
time you come here, we'll have our table set up.
Yeah.
Right now it's a mess there.
Okay, good.
I'm getting good, so watch out.
Good. Oh, well,
Um,
that's and that's where women find. I do have some men that do come to class. It's not necessarily a lot of men come try Zumba. I think they have it that it's a woman's thing.
Right.
But there's a lot of really good dancing men that are out
For
there
sure.
that would love it. But 60 minutes just goes by like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're
When
done
having
and
fun. Yeah.
yeah.
So, I know someone who would not is so like shy about being uncoordinated. They would not go to a class.
Hmm.
Do you get people like that come in and they feel like they're such a klutz?
Yeah, I mean, most people feel like a klutz when they come in the first time. One of the things I set people up for is, you know what, probably the first couple of classes, it's going to feel like I'm going this way and you're going that way. And that's totally normal and it's totally okay. So just one of the things I find as an instructor is just speaking to and listening for what somebody's dealing with when they come in. I can tell when somebody's scared to be there.
Right.
So I can just like let them know it's going to be okay. Be wherever you want in the room. Laugh lots, smile lots, and don't worry about getting the steps right. Just move your body
Yeah.
and have fun.
That's-
And when you can give it to them like that, for the most part, people that are really afraid, they're usually the people that are at the very back of
Yeah.
the class, which is fine. But I always like try to make eye contact with them through the class and give
Yeah.
them like a thumbs up, like you're doing okay, don't worry, hang in there, you know.
Yeah.
And then they come back.
Yeah. After a few classes, they get
Yeah.
more comfortable.
And sometimes people want like a private class because they're really committed to learning the steps, which I can also offer. You know, they can come in 15, 20 minutes before class or stay after class, and I'll show them. Yeah, I'll break down some of the steps for them. And
now, how much is enough with exercise? I have a friend who does cycling, and somebody asked him if his legs are sore, and he says, I'm always sore and I'm always hungry. And I told him that wouldn't make a great book. It wouldn't sell a lot.
No, not a lot.
I thought that was a bit...
No.
I thought, like, how much do you think is enough in a week? Like, how...
Well, you need to have days of rest. Like, you do need to have that. It depends on what you're looking for. I would say a minimum of 2 times a week to a maximum of 5, maybe 6.
In this case, it's 2 to 5 hours a week. In this case.
Yeah. So he's not he's not too bad. He's in that realm. I do about 24 hours a week. So I get the whole you're hungry and tired all the time or achy. Sometimes I'm like that. But I religiously take Sundays as so I teach one class Saturday at 9, and then I'm off again until Monday at 10 a.m. So it's basically 2 days. It's like have that 2-day kind of block that you can let your body relax.
I didn't think about it. If you're doing 24 a week, you're doing that much exercise.
Yeah, I eat pretty much anything I want anytime I want.
Urban is not it.
Yeah, but you know what? When you're working out all the time, your body doesn't want a lot of the junk food. It wants like fruits and vegetables, and I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. We juice at home too. We're big juicers, and it's
that's what Rafi and I found, that once we started this diet, all the craving for those sweets is gone.
Yeah. The only kind of sweet stuff I want is if I make it at home. Like I'll make specific things with like peanut butter, coconut oil, and like dark chocolates or. Yeah,
I know you have the recipes on the blog.
Oh, so good. But
tell me a bit about the laughter yoga. What is that?
Laughter yoga. No. It's very fascinating, actually. I got introduced to it actually through a contact through Facebook, told me about it, and I said, I gotta check this out. So it was actually developed out of India by a medical doctor, Dr. Kataria, who was doing a thesis on the benefits of laughter. Like they say, laughter is the best medicine. So really is it? So in India, in the mornings, they would get up at like 7:30 in the morning. Well, before that, actually, they'd be in the park. This is very common in India. So he'd start talking to people in the park saying, would you come laugh with me? So it just kind of started like that. It started with jokes. It's developed itself into laughter yoga, which laughter is the exercise and yoga is the breathing that you do with it. So your body actually doesn't know whether you're laughing real or fake, which is really good news for everybody, right? Because sometimes like I don't have anything to laugh about for 45 minutes. But so you bring on the laughter, and the way that you do that is through a childlike playfulness. So we don't tell jokes or anything in class, but children will just like play with imaginary like imaginary friends or imaginary things. Like they'd be like, I'm making a milkshake, and they'd be like, like they're pouring it. And then the laughter comes in when you chug it back. So you're pretend you're drinking it. And you're doing this in a room full of people. And it's contagious. And it's contagious because you hear other people laughing, and where most people start with a fake laugh, because that's just like, this is kind of weird to be in a room laughing with everyone, that suddenly they're just killing themselves laughing. And 20 minutes of solid laughter is equivalent to 45 minutes on a rowing machine. Say it again. So 20 minutes of solid laughter, like that deep belly laugh, is equivalent to 45 minutes on a rowing machine. Wow. That's amazing. So I told the lady that one time, and she pretended to do the rowing machine and started laughing. I was like, yeah, that's good. Wow. That's good. And then we do breathing in between, because when you're laughing, you're opening everything up. So many people find in laughter yoga that they'll cough a little bit after, because you've
Yeah.
really opened up your esophagus and gotten everything just flowing. That
Right. Sometimes you have those people in real life that they laugh and
Yeah.
then it goes into a big cough.
yeah, because
Like,
you're really
calm down,
bringing
calm
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's good. We don't laugh enough in life. So,
Yeah, that's for sure.
yeah.
So that's interesting. So do you also, beside the laughter and the breathing, are you doing yoga positions too, or not?
No,
even?
no, it's
That's
interesting
interesting.
because people go, do I bring a mat? Do I
Yeah,
come?
there's no
You
downward dog.
Yeah, no
no.
downward dog laughter or anything.
So you just hang around laughing and breathing, laughing and breathing.
Yeah, so we start with
See,
just
I like this one
breathing.
better than the Zumba.
Yeah, I know. It depends on where you're at. Some people really prefer it. I find that my Zumba classes kind of have a little bit of the laughter yoga
Yeah,
in it, just because I'm trained in it,
You bring that.
I bring laughter into
Yeah.
Zumba. But yeah, you can come dressed normal.
Yeah.
You will sweat. You will work up a sweat
That's
laughing.
interesting.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah, I always had the thing about playfulness being an amazing state.
Mhm.
Actually, once I just had a domain, the playful God, but I never did anything with it. But that's showing you my thinking.
Yeah.
I always, when you get into that state with some people, it's playful. It's just the best feeling in the world.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it's like in the flow. It just,
Yeah.
it's
And
awesome.
what's really cool is you can do laughter yoga with a room full of people that have never met each other before, and they will feel so connected by the time they leave that there's like a lightness that comes in the room. Like
Yeah.
I've often had, I did it with 200 teenagers over the summer, and they were all from different schools all over, and we would do 50 teenagers at a time, right? And they'd never met each other. Part of laughter yoga is also making eye contact with another human being, so you're not laughing at them, you're laughing with them. So you
Yeah.
it's like seeing each other in your
Yeah.
souls kind of thing.
Yeah,
And the kids kept coming up to me later on in the day, and they're like, thank you so much. I didn't know anybody here, and I feel so connected to all these
Breaks the
people.
ice.
And yeah, they were still lit up.
Yeah.
I'm known as the laughter lady. I ended up in a school the other day, and they're like, hey, you're the laughter lady. So
yeah.
they
That's
remembered
awesome.
it.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
How many people are usually in the room?
For laughter yoga, I've had anywhere from 10 to about 60 people per session. Like,
Interesting.
yeah, I did that 4 sessions in a row with 50 kids each, and by the end of it, oh, my abs were just killing me. I was like, my whole
Yeah.
body was just shaking. It was awesome.
Yeah. But in a pleasant way, was it really hard?
Yeah, I was hurting
Yeah.
from laughing, because
Yeah.
it just like the ab workout that you get
That's
from
unbelievable,
laughing.
Yeah. We don't think about that enough. Yeah.
No, yeah, I was sore for days. It was awesome.
Is there anything else that you want to add that I didn't ask, that you wish I asked?
I don't think so. I think we covered,
Yeah.
everything. I mean, I could say definitely what the work we've done together and with Arctic. I'm very, very happy with what,
Yeah.
because I'm constantly creating. I'm always in the creation
Yeah.
stage, and your team here has been amazing just to support me
Yeah.
with all of that. So
Yeah, I work really hard on like really good customer service. We care about it.
yeah.
I don't want to stress. I don't want stress. I want happy customers. I
Yeah.
don't want stress. I want to be happy,
Yeah.
relaxed. So we just do things on time, and then if there's a problem, we fix it, and that's it. It's gonna keep it simple.
Yeah, and I find for myself, like any company that I deal with, communication is like the number
Yeah.
one key. And that's what keeps having me come back here, is your staff are always
Yeah.
communicating. Like,
Yeah.
they're letting me know what's going on. So that's always important as a business owner, that you can,
Know what's going on. I know
Expect
it's
it.
very frustrating when somebody doesn't communicate. I know.
yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, it's like, it's amazing how many people don't communicate. And it's like, everything is solved in communication.
Exactly.
So,
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
yeah, thank you. This is
Okay.
fun.